Rule Britannia. Britannia is OP in Victoria 3, but how OP is it though? Is it OP enough to just go 5-speed and walk away from your computer for a few hours? We're gonna take a laissez-faire to the next extreme conclusion. I bet the old Vic 2 people are upset that they can't have anarcho-liberals building stuff for them and basically playing the game for them. Man, whoever thought that was a good idea? Starting to think that Vic 2 veterans have got a little bit of brain damage. Wikipedia says, laissez-faire is an economic system in which transactions between private groups of people are free from any form of economic interventionism, such as subsidies. Okay, Wikipedia. Man, you're making this harder than it needs to be. It just means leave it alone, okay? The belief that capitalism is most effective once left alone. Let's find out if that's true. Britain, #1 great power, 1936, prestige, GDP, standard of living, population. Britain is at its peak. The Victorian era is here. Question is, though, will it stay here? That's a very good question. Yahaha is a brand new user-generated content creation platform for new, innovative, 3D multiplayer interactive experience. With this, you can use templates, components, and smart assets to make your very own video game, all without any coding experience or server knowledge. I thought this was such a cool concept, I even tried it myself. Here I'm building a hide-and-seek game using components that Yahaha is offered for free. It's pretty straightforward. All I have to do is select a template, a model, component, and voila! I'm now playing hide-and-seek, hiding as a dog. This is one of many templates that Yahaha is offering. You can make whatever you want, and you can have all your friends come join in for free. Easy to sign up, and after a few clicks, you have the ability to make your own game at your fingertips. This would include a crown capture game mode and an infected game mode for this amusement park. Don't take my word for it. Click the link, download the studio for free, and I'm excited to see what games you can make. Go on. Give it a click. Let us set up the conditions for the AI. First of all, construction sectors. The AI is very silly when the way it builds them, so we'll get rid of those, and then we'll max out Lancashire and the home countries. You get a throughput bonus if you stack construction sectors as high as you can in a set region, hence the reason why we're doing this. So it's all part of the plan. Of course, to fund these massive infrastructure projects, we are going to tax the living bejesus out of everyone. Taxing, services, luxury goods, tea. Oh my goodness, tea. Oh, that was a bad omen. Bit of foreshadowing, boys. And also a bit of vase and a bit of booze. Drop the wages a little bit of the military and government mumbo jumbo. Now this is it. So how are you going to play Victoria 3 automated? How is that going to work? Well, there's this magical button. Automatic expansion. So if it meets a set requirement, and that set requirement is here, it needs to have 95% cash reserves, so a very profitable business. The market access must be 50% or higher, and the construction queue has to be small, put it that way. So everything is within building possibilities. Rural as well as urban. Build tall, build high, and build profitable. How smart is the AI with this? That's a very good question. We're about to find out. We're going to push Victoria 3 to the limit. Now, this part is important. Under development, we're going to have to auto-expand railways. And this is kind of how we're going to get access to more infrastructure automatically. So, trade lanes, railway, any area that doesn't have a railway, I'm going to build it. So that means it will auto-level up to the next level if it meets the requirements for automatic expansion. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're about to see
Laissez-faire.
Great Britain. Industrialization, Victorian era. Is this going to be a win or is this going to be a massive fail? 5-speed. Here we go. So you're probably wondering about events. More than likely, the top option is the one that's selected. I presume it's the one with the tick. Yes, it is. This one will automatically be picked in 20 odd days. So I don't know how it calculates which one it selects, but in most cases, it's normally the one that works best out for your nation at the time. So we'll let the game decide. Industrialists in power, and of course, it wouldn't be laissez-faire without free trade. And also,
Laissez-faire.
Oh, we have a queen. Will this stick? Or will a revolution eventually overthrow her? Ooh. You're probably wondering about research, right? Well, I mean, I can't select any research. So the only research I'm going to get is natural technology spread from other countries. The technology department has been closed. And here we are. The first buildings add to the build queue. The AI thinks we need tools, irons, ships, more irons. Let's actually see if that's actually true. Market price, 75% cost for iron. That's right. 36% for tools too. So that's right. The AI seems to be doing the right thing right now. There's a reason to expand, so Next up, groceries, more iron mines, and textiles. Let's see if they're right. Iron, yes. Food, yes. Surprisingly, textiles is quite far down the list. So I'm not quite sure why the AI think that's a good idea. But we'll go what the AI says, okay? Oh dear. Bit of an infrastructure problem in the north of England. Bad railways in the north of England. Oof, I can relate to that. Will they ever run on time? No. A famous playwright endorses free trade. And surprisingly, the top option is the one they're going to go with. And that's the one that has the best result. Oh, this is going off to a great start. Election time, boys. We have the Tory party. We have free trade. We have the P-Light Party, and we also have the Liberal Party. Look, we're still getting technology, even though we're not researching anything. See, this is all part of the plan, lads. All part of the plan. Okay, we tried to pass laissez-faire, but the trade unions and the landowners and the rural folk are like, nah. There is actually something kind of beautiful about looking at the production queue right now and seeing the game automatically build stuff. I don't know, it's kind of cool. A new party has formed, the Diggers, which consists just of the trade unions. The Tories, the Diggers, the P-Light Party, and the Liberal Party. Surprisingly, the petty bourgeoisie are the liberals. Liberals' xenophobia. The most reactionary interest group in the game is considered liberal. These definitions don't even make sense. Is this Twitter? Well, a pattern is formed. The AI doesn't seem to care too much about market access. Probably one of the most important things to take care of when building up your country. Spicy. Oh no. Oh no. Losing a little bit of income. Not looking good, lads. The downturn has begun. Yep. Automatic expansion for railways. And the game's like, nah, I don't care. I wonder if it's because railways are never really profitable to begin with, and they're always subsidized. Maybe the game thinks, oh, they're not profitable. I'm making a loss here, so let's not expand it. Even though we can't get the coal out of here. Can't get it out of here. Oh, never mind. Never mind. We've got it. They're actually going to build a railroad. They're actually going to build one. The first railway in the build queue. 76% it took. Hang on a minute. There's 69 here. 69? Oh. Oh, and another one. And another one. They can actually build railways. I guess it has to get super low. That makes me feel really sad, actually. In a normal game, you never want your market access to drop below 100%. Ever, ever, ever. This is industrial suicide. This is what not to do. So, as a side note, what is laissez-faire in Victoria 3? It makes your interest loan rate go down by 25%. That is absolutely massive, particularly if you're a small nation and you need to play around a little bit with more loans to get a little bit more construction going on. You can only subsidize infrastructure and trade centers and nothing else. That is quite painful if you've got some complex supply chains and you want to make like coal or iron, the cheap goods, cheaper. You just can't do that. The only real option is to import them in from abroad, cheap. Capitalists generate interest pool contribution, and this means the amount goes up by a massive 50%. That is absolutely huge. It's kind of more of a mid-game thing when you get access to publicly traded companies, which gains you more capitalists, more investment pool, and this will increase the investment pool by 50%. But specifically, the investment pool is only for mines, forestries, rubber plantations, oil extractors, infrastructure, whaling, and fisheries. Basically everything that isn't agriculture. So far, is this working? Kind of. Like, preventing revolutions is kind of a pain in the ass. I don't really want to change my laws, but the game's like, revolution if you don't. GDP, oh my goodness, that GDP has barely increased. We need to see a massive spike. We need to see stonks, boys, and we're getting sweet FA. We're getting joke coins. We're getting Dogecoin. My disappointment is unimaginable, and my day is ruined. When it comes down to rank, yeah, France has overtaken me in prestige. Probably from production of certain goods, I'm going to take a guess at. Probably. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if you could compare like for like of prestige? Just jumping into these numbers and be like, which one's the bigger one? Ugh, man, what a system. Yeah, they're getting like 450 prestige from being the biggest goods producers. We're getting about 320, so they have overtaken us in that regard. Our GDP is still bigger than them. Our standard of living still higher than them, and their pop's gone up significantly too. Okay, to be fair, this is a quite typical game, actually. How many games have you seen with France as the #1 great power? It's quite normal, isn't it? I feel like maybe the AI is better at handling the French situation, and France naturally does have a high population, so when it just tap into that industrial revolution, it does have big potential to go big. AI is finally woken up and being like, you know what? I think we need railways. And boom, they're making them everywhere. This is actually going to have a massive impact on my income, this. Because now all those resources that have been held back in that massive traffic jam can now be unleashed upon the world. So, at this point, I walked away from my computer for 2 hours to do my little chores. Went to Tesco, you know, went to Greg's, left a sausage roll and a coffee. And I came back to this. Oh, God. So, the German Empire did actually, funnily enough, form, but immediately it caused too much infamy, and it caused the United States and Russia to declare war on them, and it cut them down to size, and they've released all these states now. It's kind of pretty, but ugly at the same time. I was kind of impressed, to be honest with you, that Germany actually managed to form that quickly by AI. Hey, I'm not easily impressed, okay? And this was pretty decent. Australia is having a bit of an issue. Western Australian Peasant Revolt. The Great Divide of Australia. Typical Victoria things. Russia colonizing the top of Japan, and America colonizing West Africa. Why? It pains me to see it. Typical Peru, Bolivia existing for more than 10 years. Clearly, they're not a historical game. And also typically, the Mexican island of Colorado. I don't know why, but I see that in every single game. America just does not want Colorado. I mean, who would want Colorado? That's a better question. But the Americans also wanted Rio Grande as well because, you know, somewhere to go on holiday, right? A place in the sun for the United States. Moving on to the unusual, Quebec became a republic and broke away. I guess if Britain doesn't send troops, Canada's like, I'm screwed. Quebec-y Canada. The French have their own independent nation in North America. The worst possible timeline. And now the big question. Did laissez-faire work in Great Britain? So first of all, we have Wales that's broken away. An independent constitutional duchy of Wales. Once again, revolution in Wales. Turns out Britain doesn't care, and the Welsh army is very strong. Who would have known? Next up, we're bankrupt. Literally bankrupt. We're only earning a bit of money right now because our construction queue has been disabled. And then we look at the network access. Oh, I'm so impressed. The AI actually fixed the railway problem, but it didn't fix the economy. Interesting. So if I enable construction now, yeah, that's it. We're minus 100K down. So we'll probably get like 3 or 4 ticks of construction and then like, boop, no more. GDP. What is going on here? What happened in 1867? What happened here? I need to know. This possibly could have been a revolution. And then the revolution ended and the economy went to business as usual. I mean, I'm kind of impressed in a way that how well the AI coped with this. A very slow, gradual increase. GDP per capita is absolute trash. GDP in the world, we're behind France and the Great Qing. Austria's catching up. Unrest is absolutely through the roof. Surprisingly in decline, though. If everyone becomes poor, doesn't the standard of living technically go up? Man, maybe Venezuela's onto something here. And yeah, the whole country had a revolution. We now have Emperor Edward Rawdon Hastings. You could say that they raw-did Great Britain, right? His ideology is anarchist. Intelligentsian, monarchist, emperor, anarchist. What a lad. The main two parties is the Socialist League, which is the rural folk, and the Diggers, which are the trade unions. I kind of would imagine those two names would have been the opposite way around. This is Twitter. Socialists when the government does things. It well and truly is Twitter. And when it comes to laws, the revolution did a few things. They enacted agrarianism, which is basically capitalism run by the aristocrats instead of the capitalists. It'd be kind of cool to play a game as this to see if this actually is a viable strategy. They kept free trade. We never managed to get laissez-faire. Surprisingly, they went for mass conscription. This is like World War I style conscription. 556 battalions, potential army size. That is absolutely insane. You still have some rights. You have the right to assemble, freedom of religion, but they're the only rights you do get. I'm so sorry. I tried. So what do we learn from this experiment? The AI is smarter than just auto-building buildings, okay? That's what we've discovered. We're actually at war. Mobilize the conscripts. Oh my damn, there's so many. Patrick Hutchinson, ambitious mountain boy. 254 battalions. We have literally a World War I army here, boys. Incoming SOM. Default. You know what? Never mind just default. Why don't we press the emergency fix everything button, or make everything worse button, whichever way you want to see it. Well, guys, I think we've discovered that reforms, intervening in the market, and not going to Greg's for 2 hours is how you run the economy. If you guys can think of any stupid scenario that I could run as a cool experiment in Victoria 3, comment below. Goodbye. This is the next video. This one.